Here is the law every man avoids until it exposes him. You do not feel weak because you lack strength. You feel weak because you have not repeated strength long enough for it to become who you are. In ancient Japan, warriors did not ask why they felt fragile. They asked one question only: what have I failed to repeat? There is a man who carries a quiet frustration he cannot explain without sounding broken. He trains sometimes. He commits briefly. He starts strong and fades quietly. From the outside, his life looks functional. From the inside, it feels unstable. When pressure rises, he doubts himself. When resistance appears, he hesitates. When hardship lingers, he searches for escape. He tells himself he is missing confidence, or discipline, or motivation. But late at night, when distractions fall away, a darker realization surfaces. I shouldn't feel this weak. Modern culture tells him weakness is emotional, psychological, trauma-based. Ancient Japan saw something far less comforting. The samurai believed weakness was not a flaw of character, but a lack of exposure. A body not exposed to weight feels fragile. A mind not exposed to hardship collapses under stress. A spirit not tested daily confuses comfort with safety. The Ronin did not pity men who felt weak. He studied their routines, and what he found was always the same. Strength was practiced occasionally. Weakness was practiced daily. The samurai followed a principle modern men find unbearable. You become what you repeat, not what you understand. Bushido was not philosophy first. It was repetition first. Stances drilled until legs shook, forms repeated until thought disappeared. Rituals practiced until identity hardened. Zen reinforced this with ruthless clarity. A monk did not meditate to feel calm. He meditated until calm no longer depended on circumstances. The Ronin lived by this system. He did not seek intensity, he sought inevitability. Strength was not something he summoned. It was something that showed up automatically because it had been rehearsed thousands of times in silence. This shattered the modern illusion that insight creates change. The samurai knew insight without repetition creates frustration. Repetition without insight creates mastery. Modern neuroscience now confirms this ancient truth. Neural pathways strengthen only through consistent activation. Identity is nothing more than behavior repeated long enough that the brain stops questioning it. The Ronin did not ask if he was strong. His body already knew the answer. The moment you attempt repetition, resistance appears, your body aches, your mind negotiates, your emotions exaggerate discomfort. This is where most men retreat. They call it burnout. They call it misalignment. They call it listening to themselves. The samurai called it the gate of forging biology. Explains the pain clearly. The nervous system resists unfamiliar stress. The brain seeks efficiency and comfort. Anything repeated enough to change identity will feel threatening. The Ronin understood this instinctively. He saw two selves inside every man. One seeks relief, the other seeks transformation. One avoids repetition, the other demands it. This is the internal war. Every skipped day strengthens the weak self. Every completed repetition feeds the disciplined one. The Ronin never asked which self was more comfortable. He asked which self would survive long enough to matter. Weakness does not come from suffering. It comes from inconsistency. The Ronin chose a path modern minds resist: won discipline, repeated daily, without negotiation. Not variety, not balance, not optimization, repetition. The uncomfortable truth is this: you do not feel weak because life is hard. You feel weak because your exposure to difficulty is irregular. A sword forged once shatters. A sword forged repeatedly becomes feared. The Ronin trained the same movements when bored, when tired, when uninspired. Why does this work? Because repetition removes choice. Psychology calls this habit automation. Zen called it freedom. When action no longer depends on mood, strength stops fluctuating. The modern man wants transformation without monotony. The Ronin accepted monotony as the price of power. This is the one path. Choose what will make you strong. Repeat it until your feelings become irrelevant. Strength decays faster than it is built. The Ronin knew this. Miss days and the body softens. Miss weeks and the mind weakens. Miss months and weakness feels normal again. Zen compared this to water heating over fire. Remove the flame and heat disappears. Modern neuroscience agrees. Consistency maintains neural adaptation. Gaps reset identity. The Ronin practiced without gaps, not out of obsession, but out of realism. He understood something modern culture avoids. You are always training something, either strength or weakness. Every skipped repetition trains avoidance. Every excuse trains surrender. Every delay reinforces fragility. So the Ronin showed up daily, not dramatically, relentlessly, like water carving stone, like steel tempered again and again. Samurai did not trust motivation. They trusted preparation. Before fatigue, they chose ritual. Before doubt, they chose structure. Before temptation, they removed access. This was pre-decision. Modern examples follow the same law. If you skip training when tired, decide now that tired still trains. If stress breaks discipline, decide now what action replaces collapse. If comfort weakens you, remove it before it seduces you. Ancient warriors lived by codes for this reason, not morality, stability. A man who pre-decides does not argue with himself. He acts. The Ronin did not rely on strength in the moment. He relied on systems that made weakness irrelevant. Over time, something shifts. The body feels grounded. The mind stops panicking. Hardship feels familiar. The man who once felt weak no longer questions himself, not because life became easier, but because he became practiced. The inconsistent self begins to dissolve. The disciplined self stabilizes. This is not confidence. It is certainty born of repetition. The Ronin understood this final truth. Strength is not a feeling. It is a pattern that no longer breaks. If this philosophy resonates with you, subscribe for more lessons from the Last Ronin and the path of Bushido and Zen here on Ashen Path. You do not need to become stronger. You need to repeat strength until weakness forgets your name.